Welcome back. Let's try a fun little exercise. And before you see my solution, try to solve this yourself. If we look at this piece of code, based on what we learned about hoisting, what do you think it does? Well, here, if I just console.log 1 and run it, we get 2. That makes sense. During execution phase, the very last line was to assign 2 to 1. So console log 1 is 2. Confusing, but that makes sense. During hoisting, what do you think happens? Well, during hoisting, 1 is simply going to equal undefined. So when the JavaScript engine sees a second line with the var keyword and the same variable assigned to it, it's actually going to just ignore this line. That is, it's going to say, no, I'm good. I already have 1 equals to undefined. I'm going to just choose to ignore you because we've already assigned 1 to equal undefined. Okay, what about this? What if I have a function a? I know I'm being very creative with my function names here, but bear with me. I have console log hi, that's function a. And I also have another function a that says bye. What do you think happens? Or sorry, let's do function a again. So we have the exact same functions. And if I run a here, what do you think happens? Pause and think about it. With variables, they're partially hoisted, so we have undefined to that variable. With a function declaration, we fully hoist it. So something gets put in memory during the creation phase. But we have 2 of the same functions. Based on what you know about the JavaScript engine that you've learned up until now, what do you think is going to happen? All right, enough suspense. Let's find out. You get bye. And that makes sense, right? During the hoisting phase, we look at the function, the compiler says, oh, yeah, I'm going to hoist this and I'm going to put this someplace in memory for us. And then it keeps going to the next line and says, oh, here's function A again. I'm going to put this in memory. And because this, even though this is the same thing, because we're doing it one after another, it's going to rewrite that place in memory to include console log bye. So that in this case, we've lost the ability to say hi with this function. We can only say bye. This is the case even if I put the A here, or even if I put the A here. And I hope by now that makes sense to you. Now, I have one more exercise for you. And this is a tricky one. Because up until now, we've talked about the global execution context. And this global execution context has the creation phase and the execution phase. But this actually happens anytime we call a function. Anytime we call a function, there is a creation phase and an execution phase where there's hoisting involved. Let me show you in the next exercise.